Good morning, everyone. This is Andrew Hall. You may call me Dr. Kennard. This is the Disappointed Cat Morning Show. And yes, I am sporting my new black Santa hat right here. And am I going to wear this tonight when I'm co-hosting this wonderful show I'm co-hosting? This is the show tonight. The link is in the description. The link is actually in the chat too. It's the first thing in the chat. So yeah, that's 7:30 p.m. tonight. Who? Wow, Seth Andrews, Aaron Ra, Dr. Josh, John Loftus, Dr. Robert M. Price. And I'm co-hosting. This is exciting, right? Yeah. So if they let me wear the hat, I'm going to wear the hat, and I'm going to pledge to everyone out there right now that I'm going to wear this hat up through Christmas. At least when I'm here in this space, I'm going to be wearing this hat. And actually, I've been wearing it around the house too, quite a bit. I am way too happy about this hat. Now, some of you may say, that's a fucking stupid hat. But you know what? I take counsel from only one person, one entity on this show. And that's, of course, Microphone. Microphone, what do you think about... We have two black hats. Microphone, what are you doing with your blood? Look at you, all adorned. Microphone, oh, man. Microphone, keep your hat on. So yes, there are two black Santa hats. Maybe they're elf hats. Maybe Santa is just a jolly old elf. But this is Christmas cheer. This is what amounts to Christmas cheer. I'm going to have to apologize to everyone, too, for the next until Christmas, until Yule, whatever holiday you want to call it, Sol Invictus, whatevs, is that when I talk about horrible things that go on in the world, I'm going to occasionally look at myself in the screen here, and I'm going to be, how bad can it really be? Because I have this black Santa hat on with a pom-pom, right? Of course, with the traditional white pom-pom. 3 minutes dedicated just talking about this freaking hat, everyone. Yeah, it is going to be a pretty awesome show. I'm not going to drink because I'm on somebody else's channel and I'm co-hosting. I'm not going to be drinking a lot. I might get some eggnog. I don't know. Maybe I might put a little bit of rum in it. Maybe, perhaps. We'll see what happens. You like the hat? I like the hat too. I saw it on Amazon and I said, I need to have the hat. And then I saw they came in packages of 2. And I said, I need to get 2 of those hats. Okay. Do you want to talk? Oh, Iron Cherry is here. Glad to see that you're here. And John Hudson. Okay. All right. You want to get serious? You want to talk about atheists here in the United States of America? New study confirming the trend that we've known, that we've been watching for quite some time. Link to the stories are in the description below. Let's do this thing here. More Americans are shifting away from religious affiliation. A new study finds about 30% of adults do not have a religious affiliation, 6 percentage points higher than it was 5 years ago. Can I get a whoop whoop? And just because I like seeing Microphone, in his holiday hat, I'm going to show. You're going to get a whoop 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 whoop. All right, more nuns than ever. About 30% of American adults say they do not have a religious affiliation, according to a new study exploring the growing secularization in American society. In 2007, only 16% of American adults surveyed by the Pew Research Center identified themselves as religious nuns. People who describe themselves as atheists, agnostics, or nothing in particular, when asked about their religious identity, that figure is now 29%, according to a new research poll released on Tuesday. The religiously unaffiliated share of the public is 6 percentage points higher than it was 5 years ago and 10 points higher than a decade ago, the center said. I just want to say, if we were going to write Donald J. Trump a thank you note, besides, a thank you for blowing the election, for him, losing the election in 2020, I would say, and tell me if this is wrong, that he at least helped accelerate the secularization of the United States of America. It was his bond with evangelical Christians that have soured a lot of society against faith. That's what I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, probably not. But let's go on. Despite the growing shift away from religious affiliation, Christianity continues to dominate the American population. Yeah. Self-identified Christians, including Protestants, Catholics, members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and Orthodox Christians, can constitute 63% of the adult population, outnumbering religious nuns by a ratio a little more than 2 to 1. Those are some of you who can't do math out there. That's what 63% is in relationship to 30%. In 2007, Christians outnumbered nuns by nearly 5 to 1. The decline in the Christian population is largely centered among Protestants, a group broadly defined to include non-denominational Christians and people who describe themselves as just Christians, along with Baptists, Methodists, and Lutherans. We would call those people the problem. The problem here in the problem. That's the group. That's the problem. The anti-vaxxers, the anti-maskers, the anti-evolution folks, typically the evangelical sect. Currently, 40% of American adults are Protestants. Over the last 5 years, the Protestant share of the population dropped by 4 percentage points and has dropped 10 points in the last decade. In contrast, the Catholic share of the population, despite ticking downward between 2007 and 2014, has remained steady in recent years. According to the survey, as of 2021, 21% of American adults identify as Catholic, identical to the Catholic share of the population in 2014. The survey also asked respondents how often they pray and how important they consider religion to be in their lives. Survey results revealed that 45% of the American adult population pray on a daily basis, compared to 58% in the 2007 survey. Now, 32% of American adults say they rarely or never pray, up from 18% in 2007. Positive news overall. Atheism on the March, ladies and gentlemen. Checking out the chat. And I just went right into shtick this morning, right? About the hat, about the show I'm co-hosting tonight. And so I should say hello to everyone here. I see Jimmy Lou in there. Big Zebra. Good morning, Bonnie. John Hudson, I don't really start feeling better about the weather until April. Until April, yeah, maybe April, yeah, around there. What's up, Dee? I hope you're doing good. Did you guys see a picture of Biscuit, the cat? Very nice picture of Biscuit, the cat, who happens to live with us. It's in the community tab on the YouTube page, on the channel page, everyone. Biscuit just happened to be kind of doing a pose by the tree, and it's like, don't move, Biscuit. And I was able to get the pic. Let's see, Dr. Mordecai. Good morning, Mr. Imaginary God. Big Zebra. Let's see, 420. Good to see you around. Iron Chariot here. Math Pig. What's Math Pig doing here? Good morning, Math Pig. Religion is obsolete and cancerous. Cancerous and obsolete. Let's see, what else is going on? Church of Heretics, Jamie Lou. Yeah, I wasn't on the Tang. I was in the chat over on the Tang channel last night. I was only on it for like 20 minutes, a half an hour. But the guest Oz had was just I had to contain myself. I had to constrain myself. That's what I had to. What's up, Ian Davenport? Glad to see that you're here. Let's see. Oh man, my back is destroyed. I'm sorry to hear that. I left work early just waiting for my free medication to be prepared. Well, I wish you the best, Mathpig. I hope you feel better. Simply secular day from the West Coast. Hope everything's going well. Such ironic news at Christmas. More people dump Christianity. It's a Christmas miracle, jazz hands. It's a Christmas miracle. Let's see. Just catching up. Dr. Mordecai, good morning. All right. Are we going to do more stories? We're going to do more. You know, we're already halfway through this show. And as many of you know, there's no ads here. There's no ads. Thank you, supporters, YouTube members, patrons, people, you know, all you folks, people who give me super chats. All of that is greatly appreciated. Let's do some cats right now.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. I just want to eat and sleep. I don't care about the presents as long as you don't contact me.
I have to tell you, I'm probably one of the most antisocial people on YouTube. I'm probably one of the most antisocial people on social media. That's what I try to. If there were awards, I would like to put myself up, you know, in competition. All right, what are we doing? What's the next story? This is an interesting story. I try to pick the best stories, everyone. I'm not going to lie. Oh, are we going to talk about voter fraud? Are we going to talk about Trump supporters doing voter fraud? Yes, but that's going to be the last story. I want to drop some positive news about what San Francisco is doing right now. San Francisco moves to require paid sick leave for nannies and gardeners. And I know what many of you are thinking. I know what many of you are thinking. In other countries that have a social safety net, a functioning social safety net, you're wondering, what do you mean nannies and gardeners? They don't get paid sick time off in the United States of America? What does that mean? Does that mean people make the choice to go to work when they're sick and maybe have COVID because of the fact they don't get paid time off and they need to get money? Or they're going to lose their house? They're going to get evicted? You know, bad things will happen. But remember, this is a positive story. Microphone. We're going to keep it. We're going to keep good vibes going. Good story. San Francisco nannies, house cleaners, gardeners, and other San Francisco domestic workers must be given paid sick leave under a groundbreaking law approved by city leaders this week. The city's Board of Supervisors on Tuesday unanimously passed the legislation, which the San Francisco Chronicle said is the first kind in the U.S. Oh, my fictitious God. I'm going to say it again for those of you who might have missed the absurdity of this. The first kind, this kind of it's the first kind of this legislation in the U.S. The measure would affect 10,000 people in the city who work in private homes, cleaning, cooking, tending children, gardening, or providing non-medical care for seniors or disabled residents. So you're saying to yourselves, they didn't have paid sick leave before this, and that's yes. No sick leave. Yeah, does that make sense? I hope that made sense. The measure addresses the fact that many domestic workers may work for multiple households, the Chronicle said. It creates a portable paid sick leave benefit. So workers would earn slivers of paid sick leave from each employer and then consolidate them. An employer would pay 1 hour of wages into the sick leave fund for every 30 hours of service from a domestic worker. So you work 30 hours at a particular house, maybe over the course of a couple of weeks, then they will pay 1 hour into the sick leave fund. The proposal has more steps before it's final. To take effect, the measure needs a second vote by the supervisors and must be signed by Mayor London Breed. It would then take several months for the city to hire a private company to administer the benefits program, according to the Chronicle. Kimberly, whose last name I'm not going to try to pronounce, executive director of the California Domestic Workers Coalition, said the coronavirus pandemic highlighted the vulnerability of domestic workers because if they don't go to work, they didn't get paid. Yes. It seems like it took a fucking pandemic for some workers to be treated humanely. Some in one city. If they become ill with a virus, if a family member becomes ill with a virus, they had no choice, Kimberly said. The ordinance will provide some equity so when they become ill, they can take care of themselves, children, or family members. How freaking forward thinking. And you know what are Republicans going to say? What are Republicans say? I can't even be angry that much. I'm angry on the inside. My face might be smiling, everyone, but I'm angry on the inside. What would the Republicans call this measure? Socialism. That's what I'm sure Republicans are calling that, because they call anything they don't like or don't understand socialism. All right, going to check out the chat before going to our last story about voter fraud perpetrated by Trump supporters. Guess which state, everyone? I don't know if you looked at the description, but guess which state the voter fraud was found in. All right, checking out the chat. Iron Charioteer Jesus wants you to vote twice. Indeed. Voter fraud. Do it in the name of Jesus. Well, that's the thing, when you accept that Jesus is the most important thing, that God is the most important thing in your life, democracy really isn't that important. It isn't important in comparison to gentle Jesus, everyone. People just have to pull up their bootstraps and just quit getting sick. What they need is more Jesus, because if you have Jesus, you're not going to get sick. Really. All right, Florida, John Hudson, right, nailing it right there. John, yeah, it's Florida. That's where the voter fraud was found. Link in the description. So I read the story in the New York Times. I also cross-referenced it with a Washington Post. It was irritating me, everyone. It's actually when I first open up the box. It was a present I gave to myself and to really all of us. My girlfriend's like, that is a really long, whatever this section is. It's like, yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be absurdly long. All right. So now you're going to be surprised, some of you, that they all happen to be Trump supporters. I was reading on the Washington Post that they all had very pro-Trump Facebook pages and profiles and posts on their Facebook page. So there turned out to be a little bit of voter fraud, but surprise, surprise, it happened to be on the Trump side. I know no one's surprised. I know no one's watching this is surprised. The fact that Trumpers are the ones who are stuffing ballot boxes. 3 residents in the Villages in Florida are accused of voting fraud. All were residents of the famed, sprawling retirement community northwest of Orlando. 2 were Republicans and 1 had no party affiliation. That gentleman who had no party affiliation was still MAGA, still had a Facebook page, a Facebook profile that was pro-MAGA. 3 residents of a sprawling Florida retirement community were arrested over the 2 weeks on charges of voting more than once in the 2020 election, according to the authorities. The residents, Jay Kekik, 63, Joan Halstead, 72. Now, what's the over-under? What are the odds that Joan's nickname is Karen? I don't know, everyone. I'm not sure. Let's go back. And John Ryder, 61, lived in the Villages, a planned community northwest of Orlando, where former President Trump Donald J. Trump held a campaign rally just before the 2020 election. The three were each charged with casting more than one ballot in the election, according to arrest records from the Office of the State Attorney in the 5th Judicial Circuit in Florida. Each charge is a third-degree felony and punishable up to 5 years in prison. Wow, this is another Christmas secular miracle right here, everyone. First, we learn that there are more nuns here in the States, and now these folks could get 5 years in prison each. Maybe, perhaps. To live is to hope. We could hope that, right? All right. Citing rules of professional conduct, Mr. Gladson said on Wednesday that he could not comment on pending cases. Mr. Halstead declined to comment on Wednesday. Mr. Ryder and a lawyer for Mr. Kekik did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Court records did not say for whom the three voted in 2020 general election or what other elections they voted out of state. Voting records in the Florida Department of State list Mr. Kekik and Ms. Halstead as registered Republicans. Mr. Ryder has no party affiliation on record. He's a MAGA guy. He's a MAGA guy, everyone. So once again, what little voter fraud there was, guess who perpetrated it? White people in suburbia. I know that you're aghast by that the party who accuses the other side of something that accusing Democrats of voting fraud are actually perpetrating voter fraud. Who would have thunk it? Who? I'm shocked. I'm amazed. Checking out the chat. Did I tell you that we're doing the after party after show at 9:30 to 10:30? Oh, there's a link to be on the panel if you want to come, and we're just going to talk about any topic you want to talk about. I am going to keep the hat on. It's going to, I don't know. I'm just going to keep the hat on from 9:30 to 10:32 while we do the show. But if you want to be on the panel, then the link is in the description below. All right. Jimmy Lou says he's going to be on the panel. Oh, that's very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Vote twice. Make sure your kids don't become commies. That's right. Let's see. Gonna just check out the rest of the chat here. 5 years is a long time, especially for elderly fucks. So what's the chances that those folks get any jail? I mean, it would be nice if they get jail time. It'd be nice if they get a judge who just throws the book at them, right? But they'll probably just get a slap on the wrist, unfortunately. I would like to see them sentenced for 5 years. Here we go. Tesla Ranger. Thank you for always help clarifying whatever we're talking about, Tesla. State penalties for voter fraud vary, but most states make it a felony offense. Yes. Usually punishable by a year or more in prison. Is there a senior section? Is there a senior citizen section of prison? I'm pretty sure not in the United States of America. We're not really known for forward progressive thinking on our prison system. You might pop into the chat. That would be great, Math Pig. All right. We're already running towards the end of the show. I'm going to drop another cat video. Another cat video. Let's do this.
Did you finish your food super fast so that you could eat your brother's food as well? Walter.
I think you should congratulate Walter on that deft move of eating his food really fast so he could eat his brother's, food really fast. Walter. All right. Thank you, YouTube members, patrons. Hey, am I gonna do the thing? Am I gonna show the show that I'm co-hosting tonight with Sunny Shell, Seth Andrews, Aaron Ra, Dr. Josh, John Loftus, Dr. Robert M. Price? Yeah. I'm co-hosting tonight, 7:30. Link in the description. Link is also in the chat. It's the first link that I threw in there. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. My hat thanks you. Microphone thanks you. Microphone's hat thanks you also. I'm going to throw the thank you video, and then I'll see you at 9:30, hopefully. If not at 9:30, maybe tonight. All right, I should have mentioned this too, that Jason from Dragons and Genesis, we had a talk, and I made a short for the talk, a short like 57-second video or so. I uploaded it this morning. It's about the worst Bible verse. It's pretty cool. Check it out. I'll see you at 9:30, everyone.